Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to take a look at buying things from a little bit different source than your average thrift store or going to garage sales, estate sales. Today we're going to buy things from an online auction. And this particular auction, you bid for things online and then you go and pick them up from the auction house at another date. And so what I did was I looked through all the items. There were a couple hundred items in this particular auction, and then I found the things that I think that I could make money on that weren't too big, difficult to ship, and that had appealed to quite a few different audiences. So let's take a look at what I bought here. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this started here for you. There we are. So I'll show you today the item, how much I paid for the item, what it sold for on eBay, and what the profit was. And then we'll take a look at the grand total for everything at the end. And I will put some pictures up of each item so you can kind of see what it was. For me, just talking about it doesn't really do it justice. Some of these things are a little bit odd. So the first thing was pretty normal. It was a 7-jewel stopwatch. It's not digital, and it has hands on it. And if you've ever seen the show 60 Minutes, that's what you see at the beginning of 60 Minutes and at all the commercial breaks. So it's a very cool item. It had a bit of wear on the back. Some of the label had kind of worn off by somebody having it in their pocket, obviously. So it was a very cool item, and I saw that they had been selling online and pretty regularly. I paid $37. It sold for $95, which is pretty good. It's about tripling your money there, almost tripling your money, which is really good. That's what you want to search, I guess, not search for, but you want to strive for, is trying to at least double your money if you can, especially on lower price things. Higher price things you can get away with maybe a little bit less, but in this case I was able to about triple my money, and so I made $78.82 on that stopwatch. Next few items were all bought by the same person, so I'm going to show you one total for everything instead of breaking it all down on the eBay site. It's a little bit, you have to do a lot of digging to get all that kind of detailed information, but basically each of these items came out ahead, some of them better than others. This is an Ozzy Osbourne ashtray, so you can put your cigarettes out in Ozzy Osbourne, I guess. It sold for $30 after paying $16 for it. And this is a die-cast card. It's about 6 or 7 inches long. And I paid $17 for that, and it sold for $35. So it didn't, that one did pretty well there. I wish it had sold for a little bit more, but that was the going price. That's how it goes. But I know I was buying so many things here that were desirable. I think I could have made a good profit here. This is it's called a graveyard votive. You can, from the picture, you can kind of get your own, draw your own conclusion about what this thing is for. It's hard to say. I've only paid $1.66 because I bought it in a group of things. And when I divided out the number of things that were in the group by the sale price, the final price is called the hammer price at an auction. So the hammer price was whatever it was. When I divided it out, it came out to $1.66. That sold for $44.91. Probably the most impressive percentage profit of any of these things was this one. Even though it was a smaller amount, it didn't sell for a huge amount of money. It's still, percentage-wise, it looks good. This is a Ozzy Osbourne signed plaque. It wasn't signed by him with his hand. It probably was printed on there, but it's kind of a cool item. I bought it for $7. It sold for $18. Not a really big deal there, but I didn't think it would sell at all, honestly. And then here's another votive. This one, I believe, has an image, a statue, kind of a carving of Ozzy Osbourne. It looks like he's going to bite the head off of a pigeon. Not sure why you want to do that, but hey, that's what he was doing there. Bought it for $1.66 and sold for $45. Once again, really good profit. All these items from the same buyer was $240.94. So thank you to that person. And these are all bought by these cars were bought by the same person. a lot of Ozzy Osbourne fans on eBay. So maybe there's a tip for you. If you can find some stuff, throw it on eBay. Good chance you sell it if you got it at the right price. These were small die-cast cars about the size of like Hot Wheels. They were still in the package and looked pretty good considering their age. Bought them for $66 each. I mean, they're $6 each. Sold it for $22. This one was also $6. I sold for $18, and this one sold for $18 as well, for a total of $62.14. This is a Ozzy Osbourne musically inspired Christmas tree ornament. Hey, I grew up in the 70s. I don't get it either, but hey, if you want to put Ozzy Osbourne on your Christmas tree, knock yourself out. So $1.66 because it came in that same group as the votive, the two votives. So I divided it all out. It came to $1.66, sold for $20. Really good percentage wise. Not a huge amount of money, but hey, that's the that's the most expensive Christmas ornament I think I've sold, single ornament I've ever sold. And I made $13.49 on it. This is another Christmas ornament. This is actually a whole set of 12 Christmas ornaments. These were actually, they were electroplated in 22 karat gold. And if you don't know what electroplating is, it's basically it's a process where you take some other metal and you put in a solution that has gold dissolved in it, and you run an electrical current through them, and the electrical current will draw the gold out of the solution, and it'll stick to the metal that you've put in there. And these look really great. They were beautifully done, very nice work. I bought that set for $30, and the reason is because I knew it would sell for a lot more. It sold for $79. Not quite tripling my money, but still a really good profit. I found the higher you sell something for, the higher the prices, you don't have to necessarily double your money so much. You can get away with a little bit less if you can, but this was still pretty good. So I made $57.45 on that, and I sold a second one from 2006, same price, $57.45, and this gave me a total profit of $510.29. So that's not how much I made altogether, because remember, I have to subtract out how much I paid for the items in the first place. So I sold everything for $510. I paid $159.98 for everything, and that gave me a grand total of profit, money to keep that goes into my business, of $350.41. Is this earth-shattering money? No, but if you combine it with all the other things that I have going on, it can still make for some pretty good money on the side here for me. In this case, I'm retired. I can put a lot more time into this, and so I go out sourcing as often as I can. But at some point, you have to sit down and list the things. So that's what I've been doing lately. I haven't been really sourcing things anymore. I've just been listing them and putting them online. And the more you list things on eBay, the more sales you get, because it tends to bump the results up to the top where people are more likely to purchase them. So on its own, not a huge amount of money, but if you combine with all the other things I had for sale, it turned out to be a pretty good week here. So I hope you enjoyed this, everyone, and it gave you some information, a little insight on how to have an online business running, selling things on eBay, Facebook, Etsy, any of those venues. They can all work out for you. You just have to learn as much as you can. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box. You can also go to mcduffscoolstuff.com. I'll have a link for that as well in the description. And you can come to the website, send me an email message if you prefer that way. And I always enjoy helping you become more successful as you try to sell things online. And thanks for watching. And I also would appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. I'm working to get to 1,000 subscribers. Trying to be as hopeful as possible, but if you could, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to it. That way you start getting paid for doing these darn things. All right, well, have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you next time.